What is up, IBL fans? It is your analyst Todd here, with an interview with my guest.
Hey, what is going on, IBL? It's LittleBigness here, your coach of the Seattle Scizors, ready to do this interview, ready to have some fun with my man Todd. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the first question: what was the first thing that got you into Pokemon, and what was the first game you played in the franchise?
As a kid, I thought Pokemon was a licensed game, and I thought the TV show was actually the original thing. So, you know, when I was watching the anime, I was like, I don't want to get a licensed game, so I didn't buy Pokemon as a kid. Later I found out that that totally wasn't the case, so I think X and Y was coming out, and everybody was hyping that up. And then, once X and Y was getting hyped up, I decided I'd go back and play some of the games. Like, I went back and played, I think I played all of Gens 1 through 4 before I played Gen 6, and I really got into Pokemon in Gen 6 and started doing competitive battling at the same time. The way I got into competitive, I've just been kind of into the YouTube scene for gaming for a long time, and I saw people doing Wi-Fi battles, and I saw Pokemon Showdown was a thing. So then I went on there, and I actually battled a friend of mine who isn't really a good battler looking back at it. But I remember he just used like this Baton Pass Ninjask on me, and Baton Pass into a Heracross and flipped me. So I didn't exactly feel that good, and I was like, why do I suck at this game? Because I just didn't even know what I was doing with EVs or anything. So I kind of looked into it. I looked up like guides on how to play competitive Pokemon. I looked at you know, people actually playing the game. I studied the tiers. I studied what Pokemon matchups could do to each other, and then I kind of just went free and started laddering quite a bit on Pokemon Showdown. That's really how I ended up getting into competitive, because I just wanted to be better than my friends and better than people there and not suck.
Yeah, I always kind of said well to that in the fact that, but I kind of decided to do my own thing, which in the first game, I think the only thing I really remember at the start of my competitive Pokemon career is the fact that I actually was playing NU and I thought it was going to bring AV Rhydon. No one knew it was a thing. So, expanding on the competitive thing, as you'd probably expect to ask this, what is the draft league format?
Got into the draft. I've got a friend of mine. His name is Lucas. His name is Celtab around the internet. Anyway, we were buddies, and we met at a VGC tournament, actually. And we kept on talking after that VGC tournament. And he brought up that he wanted to start a draft league. I actually didn't get in the first season because he had other friends that ended up doing it. Like, yo, you're in for the second season for sure. So I got into the league that second season, and then it was a league called the CBL, which actually rebranded into the UPA, and it's still a league going on today, and it's been going on for about 2.5 years. And I've been there ever since. I've played a lot of Pokemon in draft leagues. I was just so driven by the format. I thought it was so cool because I'd watched the GBA previously and a bunch of other stuff, so I liked it.
I didn't know that it was... I knew, like, part of that, because I think you told me it before, but I didn't know it was actually Lucas that got you into it.
Yeah, it was Lucas. Not many people know that, actually, especially since I'm a lot more influential in the league nowadays, and Lucas is kind of taking a back seat. So, yeah, it was kind of a role reversal, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. So, one of the funny things in Pokemon. What's the funniest thing you've actually seen in Pokemon?
Shoot, the funniest thing I've actually seen in Pokemon, it's got to be something from... Oh, it's definitely the Pokemon Yellow speedrun. I just think that's hilarious. The way you can menu glitch the game and just beat the game in less than a minute, it's perfect.
Okay, so do you play any other games like outside of Pokemon? And if so, which main games do you play?
I do play a lot of other games outside of Pokemon. Before I was a competitive Pokemon player, I was actually a speedrunner, and I'm still a speedrunner to this day. And I speedrun quite a few Sonic games, so it's very different from Pokemon, considering that it's a lot of fast-paced action and it's really technical. So Pokemon's kind of a nice pace changer, just to kind of slow things down and use my head a little bit more than my fingers. But other than that, I don't really do much in the competitive scene. I've tried dabbling into some competitive Melee. It's just a bunch of other casual games. I like playing a lot of stuff with my friends, whether it's like Mario Kart or golf with your friends is one I've been into lately. I play a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, okay, so what do you think is the best mod in the Draft League format and why?
Oh, that's a tough question for sure. There's so many good Pokemon in the Draft League format, and I definitely keep on coming back to a lot of different mods just to see how I actually feel about them. If I had to choose the best, though, for a while I thought it was Clefable, just because I thought it was something that could be defensive and offensive, just like any way you really wanted it. But if I had to go right now, after the introduction of Z-Moves, I'd probably go ahead and say Lando T. I just think it's pretty much unwallable. It can be really nice defensively, really bulky. Its typing really isn't that bad. Sure, it's got the quad weakness to Ice, but it's only got 2 weaknesses in general, and quite a few resistances too. And it's really good offensively, so it just makes a lot of sense as the best Pokemon.
Yeah, I really agree with that. I'd say Lando T is definitely like one of the top sort of 3. So, what do you say is the best lower tier mod in draft format? There's no real why to this, as there's so many mods, but just list one off the top of your head. Do you think is one of the best?
I mean, I always come back to Swellow. I think Swellow is amazing. I know it's jumped tiers recently because it got the big buff in Gen 7. But even before that, I found that in Gen 6, the Guts Swellow set was really good. So now you have that on top of a strong Swellow with Specs Boomburst, and really it's tough to switch into it because you get a good special wall to go against. So you can run the Guts set. It's really tough to wall, and there's not many switch-ins to it on many teams, so I really like it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Swellow is something that really deserves to jump in tiers. Moving on, we're going to try and do this rapid fire section where pretty much I list a question off the top of my head and pretty much you try and answer as fast as possible. Okay, so favorite Pokemon?
Arcanine.
Favorite mon that's been introduced in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon?
Let's go ahead and go with Blacephalon.
Okay, favorite subject in school?
History.
Dream job?
Teacher.
Best generation of Pokemon?
2.
Favorite game of all time from anything?
Let's go ahead and keep it with Super Mario Galaxy, though.
Okay, Zod X or Zod Y?
X.
Favorite YouTuber that isn't yourself?
His name is KTO. He does National Football League content. It's really cool.
PC or console?
PC.
Favorite mascot legend?
Groudon.
Latias or Latios?
Latios.
Favorite type?
Steel.
Favorite Mega?
Gardevoir.
And to end off, we'll go with an IBL related question. Blame Thomas or not to blame Thomas?
I blame Thomas for all of the horrible stuff he's done for me. I can list off many examples right now.
Be sure to go subscribe to LittleBigness, and well, if you haven't already, you probably have if you're watching this video, by the way. And yeah,
make sure to subscribe to me if you love chocolate milk.
Yes.
Then you're in the right place.
And make sure to subscribe to him if you like anything, especially Sonic 06.
No, don't subscribe to me if you like Sonic 06. You have a bad opinion.
Yeah, so we're gonna end it off there. So yeah, I've been Todd, that's been LittleBigness, and goodbye.